Hello, everyone. Uh, Hi, Tori, Zala, and Shannon, Maheen, and Anila. It's so good to listen to all the voices of women from all over the world. Uh, if we'll just look into the depth of this thing, that the women empowerment and the child marriage, and that women, they are deprived of education and health, women who are just supposed to subjected to the marriages which they really don't want to carry on. Uh, we feel that we all are sailing in the same boat, whether we are from Cameroon, whether we are from America, whether we are from, I think if we'll just go to the North Pole, if we'll just go to the Iceland. So I think the women would be having same uh, acne, same history that all women around the world they are going through. Uh, as far as the tragedy of women here in Pakistan, I'm not saying that only the women, but the tragedy that through which Pakistan is really going through for the past 73 or 74 years. It's something, the dual system, and this dual system is everywhere, not for the women empowerment, not for the tragedy of the women in the society, but it comes to health, education, marriage, economical, social, rituals. Everywhere there is a dual system. Even I regretfully, I would highlight here the dual system of justice as well. The political system is based on the dual system. And what is the dual system? That somewhere, that the things are fair enough for the ones who are influential, who are rich. And on the other hand, the same law and order situation is different for for uh, the people who are just living uh, 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 below the poverty line, or they are the middle class people, that it's something, the two of the Pakistan is just, oscillating between the two dimensions, between the two extremities. When we talk about human rights, when we talk about women empowerment, we are always, first entangled in it's what is actually the setup of the society. So I'm not good in just the the data of that how many women they are just living in the urban areas and the rural areas, but the tragedy is this, that as I have said, that there are the different set of justice and laws, because Pakistan is an agricultural country. Most of the people of Pakistan, they are living in the rural areas, they are living in the villages and where the people of the villages, they are subjected to to a system which is really not the part of the Pakistan constitution. That is the feudalistic system. That is the feudalism, and they are having their own norms, own justice, own law and order situation. When that when we are just going through this dual system in the society, so it's very difficult to keep an eye on this crisis of women especially. Uh, so Pakistan, that the constitution, the law and order, thoughts, they're having certain laws, but but when it comes to the people who are influential, so that it seems that law is really the present. I think that a few months ago there was a horrendous murder of a young girl, Noor, and the other girls as well. There was so much, a sort of the media, the social media, the NGOs, they were just, nailed with the thunderstorm of raising their voice. But I think that, uh, that person is supposed to be behind the bars. Yes, he is, but why he's not punished? again the dual system of the society, because he has gotten a dual nationality. He has gotten the people who are protecting him. And you know that I'm telling you, like all the cases, like all the horrendous tragedies in the society, people will forget about it. You know that it starts vanishing from the memory of the people. Okay, then they say, oh yes, such a case had happened with Noor Pakum as well, because it's not a new thing in the society. Um, if I talk about myself, that uh, I belong to an educated family, but at the age of 17, when my first poem in Urdu was published, my father called me and he said that you should start writing poetry, because I don't like that girls they write something like poetry or something else. So I was, as a teenager, I just kept quiet, but you know, God is so kind, and later I had started. Sometimes I like what kind of society that we are living in. That last year someone had asked me to write an article on breast cancer, and I had shared a true story. One of my Australian friend, that she had breast cancer, then she had a surgery. So you know that I supposed to write all the process that she had been through, but that article was rejected, and they said that how could we publish such explicit words which are related, you know, that in the breast surgery, the breast cancer, I'm not supposed to write about that what was the color of the lip liner, what kind of mascara or what kind of makeup the lady was wearing. If I'm writing a story about a patient who had been suffering through breast cancer, I'm supposed to write all the details. But that article was rejected. I don't want to name anyone here, but they said that if I will publish it, that you know that it will be a taboo. People will raise voice. So in a society where you know that a woman is being suffering from the breast cancer, so we cannot talk about it openly, isn't it? They just make it a taboo. But this year, what I have come across the change, that the voice, when you call someone, there's an Urdu recording about the breast cancer, and it's something, I think, a fresh breeze in the society. Women's status cannot be changed, cannot be improved until and unless we just change the mindset, until and unless we will have one law and order situation. We would have one, you know, the code system. We would have one uh, system. There should not be something like a dual system that we are talking about. You know, I don't know that whether Chanel or Cameron, Dr. Doreen know about honor killing, isn't it? It's very common in the rural areas of Pakistan. And you see that sometimes with the innocent girls who really have not done anything, but they have to pay the price for their brothers, for their husbands, for their sons, and they're just murdered. Either they are murdered or they are just given to the another clan or the tribe for the sake of that, what you say, that okay, to just set this and that what we can say, set the feud of that okay, that if a man from one clan had murdered another man, what they will do, they will just give their young, beautiful sisters or daughters to another clan to make it correct, isn't it? That okay, that this is the return. This is the return of that bloodshed from a man of one clan to another. Why a woman is being exchanged on that bloodshed? Why a woman is being given without a consent to another clan? Why? But you see that, and this is happening around, and you know that the courts at the judiciary or the justice is quiet, because I have said earlier that our society is crippled between these two extremities, isn't it? That one is the feudalistic system, the other is the constitutional law of Pakistan, which I think is the most crippled thing. It is not being executed. When there are various bills which are being passed in the parliament. Our ministers, they pass a bill about the child marriage, about about this honor killing, about this exchange of women from one clan, one tribe to another tribe, just to settle down the sin of the bloodshed by a man, by giving away the beautiful young girls to another tribe without asking them that whether they are willing to go to the other tribe. No. And you see that this is happening under the nose of the judiciary. Everyone knows it. Our ministers, they know it. I remember that I think a year ago or 2 years ago, I'm not good in just remembering the data. So there was a bill passed on the child marriage. But one of the minister, he started shouting in the parliament, and I don't know why the hell he related to the life of the prophet. And he said that this is against Islam. You say that if you're just taking everything towards the life of the prophet, so he was a trustworthy, he was trustworthy, he was honest, he was brave, he was patient, and somehow he was, being the ruler of the entire Arab, being the ruler of the entire world. He lived a very, very simple life. Sometimes he didn't have the food to entertain his famished belly. But we never relate such things to the protocol of the ministers, that when something is related to the women betterment, they just start dragging it towards, they're just showing it to the world that Islam is fundamentalistic religion, it's orthodox, it's something, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Even I had a session where that some of the Indian women were there, and when I talked about the marital rape, so they said that like in Pakistan, in India also, there's no punishment for the marital rape. But I'm telling you today that there is a punishment in the religion. It's not a men's right that if the man is not just performing all the the duties being a husband, and a woman cannot entertain such a husband like this. It's just not the a letter nikah, or the wedding is a very noble news, holy news. It's not like this that you are not fulfilling the duties being a husband and you're always there. There's so many things, you see, that um, uh, like I'm sorry that people might have any impression of mine that I'm not a religious person. I'm my God knows that how much I believe in my religion. I just want to say this one, that Islam is the religion which has given the most empowerment, and that is the rights of a woman. When there is a bill, there's, as I've said, that when there's a bill against the child marriage, ministers, they start whining about, lamenting about, oh God, this is against Islam. When there is a bill of honor killing, okay, there is no arrest of such people who are just heading or chopping the heads of their daughters, their sisters. Why is it so? That there are some girls, young girls, who are working at a house, and their mom, she told me that she was playing, and somebody had come and said that, oh, get up, today is your wedding. And she said that I was so surprised that I was playing with my friends, and then when I went inside my home, my father said, today is your wedding, just sit down here. And when I asked them that, was, the bridegroom reached to the house, they said no, in the villages of Punjab or Sindh, these are the provinces of Pakistan. They said that, the bridegroom along with the procession, uh, just they reached to the bride's home in the morning and they stayed there till the night and another day. So when when such things are happening in the society, how could we say that there will be a women empowerment? Women empowerment, if you want to see, it's, widely, exclusively reflecting in the rural areas of Pakistan. The women, they are working in the fields along with their husbands, along with their fathers, along with their brothers. They are working in the fields, they are harvesting, and then, they come to the urban areas and they are having children, they are just looking after them, and in the end, you see what happened. There are immense stories of such women whose husband, whose brothers, whose sons, they just snatch away the money, and that they are penniless, they are helpless. What is this happening? What is this happening? I think that it's somewhere uh, that needs to be stitched. Otherwise, you see that we'll just keep on having different forums where we talk about women. I think the basic need, the basic thing is this, that we need to change the mindset of the society. And who is running the society? Yes, male. This is a male chauvinistic society. It's not about the women who are working in the rural areas, in the urban areas. The educated girls, the educated women, they have been victims of the domestic violence, isn't it? They have been divorced by their husbands, but they never ever accepted it. They said, "Who said it? Who said it?" Because this is also the law of Pakistan Constitution, that until and unless a woman would not have the paper, the court paper to show that, okay, this is the divorce paper, she cannot comply the status of being divorced by her ex-husband. And that there a number of cases where men, they just, back out. They said, "Who said?" "No, I didn't. I was very angry, or you just make me angry. That's why I uttered those three words." Is this justice? Is this women empowerment? Is this what, that a woman is just giving birth to the babies of a man to whom she's married, and every night she's being beaten, she's being, and the men, they said that, "Oh, this is my right." What is the right? What is the right? Do you ever ask about the emotions, about the feelings of a woman? And it's not about the people who are not educated. I have heard many cases, the people who are educated, who are well groomed, and they are rich as well. That's what the worst example of Noor Maghool, isn't it? So that if we'll just start talking about this domestic violence, about the issues of a divorced person, divorced woman, it's about the child marriage, if it's about the marital rape, if it's about the violence of the in-laws on a woman, and one more thing, maybe uh, um, Dr. Doreen and Chanel might not be knowing that in our religion, when a woman is married to a man, the man has to pay her the amount of money. But men, they refuse to do this. I'm sorry, it's so much pain in the life of a woman that really uh, sometimes I also feel that why women, they are getting married. They must educate themselves. They must have a free life. Free life doesn't. I'm not saying that they can have the extramarital affairs or affairs with men, but a woman should start believing in herself, isn't it? We don't need a man to appreciate us. We don't need a man to pamper us. We don't need a man to say that you are looking so beautiful, you are gorgeous. What is this? We need such men who take care of women. We need such men who just, good enough in carrying out, in taking all the responsibilities, being a father, being a brother, being a husband, being a son. You see that a woman needs protection. A woman needs someone that who just say that there is always my shoulder where you can keep the head and cry on. I'll save your tears. It's not like this at all the time that a man, that different women, they are crying because of their husbands, because of their family taboos. Uh, men, men can be a good friend of any woman. Men can be a good assistant, a good caretaker of a woman, but not the God. And I think that, uh, like today, I had been to one of the session, the celebration of the Teachers' Day, where they were just saying that, that mostly in the schools here in Pakistan or all over the world, mostly the teachers are females, and there were private school people, and they were saying that a teacher has to be compassionate, a teacher has to be resilient, a teacher has to be empathetic. So, that there were some questions which start emerging in my mind, and I said that, uh, okay, I just want to ask that you are having high expectations from the teachers, that when they enter the class, they are supposed to be compassionate, they have to be resilient, they have to be empathetic. It's okay, it's fine. But does the school management ever be resilient, compassionate, empathetic towards the teacher payment, towards his salary? Even, at the workplace, women are being harassed. If a woman is just working very well, people start talking about her that, you know, she might not be married. That's why she's frustrated. That's why she's so strict. Or she might be having a problem at home. What is this? Can a woman not comply the rules of a workplace? And I would like to request especially my young girls, that remember one thing. You are not a doll. You are not a celluloid doll. You are not a wax doll. You are a woman. You are a girl. You have a heart. You have a life. You have different colors in your life. Enjoy them. So this is how the things are going on. Like people here in Pakistan, they start talking against the women march and the women rights NGOs. Why not? At least you know that the vacuum where the women were not allowed to speak, to utter a word. Now they can speak out. Now they can protest. Now they know their rights. Because before that only even in my family as well, I used to hear from my granny that okay, man is man, man's shoes are, if they are kept in the home, it's just making the home so vibrant that there's a man living in the house. What is it? Allah hasn't mentioned such thing in Quran. He said that the people they are having, that men will be asked about their wives. It's so that mostly men, they just that one thing more, that there is that polygamy is permitted in Islam. The people, they who don't know Islam, they just know one thing, that polygamy is permitted in Islam, and the men, they also take it for granted, but they don't know that they would be having a very strict accountability if a man is having two wives or three wives, and he is unable to make the three happy, he will be accountable for that. So uh, I would say that in our country, first thing that we should not go on with this dual system in the society. We need to change the mindset when we are allowing our girls to go and get education. So they should be allowed to make their decisions of their lives. And one important thing that I would like to say, that many of the women in our country, they usually die during giving the birth of the babies because of their poor health, because of the that poor facilities of the medical equipment in the rural areas. So most of the women, they die while giving birth to the babies. So women also need to have a good health system in our country. And I think that being a woman, I'm thankful to God that He has made me a woman, and that to to swim against or to fly against the wind or swim against the sea. It just needs, it sometimes take, see, it seems like that your life is being squeezed away, that somebody is just snatching away your life. But in the end, you will stand as a strong woman. And for that, you need to, all of us need to be stronger mentally, physically, emotionally. Our emotions are our emotions. We don't need any men to make us merrier and healthier. Thank you from my side. Thank you very much.